Let's speak about this bizarre but quite fascinating clip now. A family is simply enjoying the outdoors in the woods. Perhaps they are on a typical camping trip. The father is teaching his sons how to fish. Just another typical, healthy family day. But then the situation changes. Dad has a perplexed expression as he peers off camera, his eyes fixed on something in the bushes. Mom is presumably operating the camera when she notices Dad's expression, and her gut tells her what to do. She rotates the camera to look in his direction. And there it is. Someone, or perhaps something, is hiding in those bushes. You initially struggle to distinguish anything due to the unsteady camera and poor quality. You can see why Dad is so alarmed if you slow it down and stabilize it. Undoubtedly, there is something out there. It's not a wolf, a bear, or a dog. This monster walks like a person. Furthermore, the entire item is dark and appears fur-coated. A closer inspection reveals that it is somewhat bent over, and, as many have noted, it resembles a Bigfoot in certain ways. What do you believe? Has this family recently encountered Bigfoot? If so, why was it standing by and watching them? Everyone was alarmed when this picture appeared on the internet. Include me. A man filming a river tour in the Amazon captured a hairy animal bursting the water and scaling the bank. When he posted it on social media, everyone lost their minds. The thrill and mystery, however, were short-lived when the man explained that this was nothing unusual, just a two-toed sloth, nothing more. Honestly, it is quite the opposite of horrifying. In any case, I enjoy a decent adrenaline rush. In an area in his woods, a North Georgia apple farmer was throwing out old, damaged fruit. He occasionally captured images of deer, raccoons, and other small animals on his trail camera. He even once came upon a mother black bear with her cubs, leading him to believe they were probably passing through. However, his trail camera captured this image 10 days later. Bears are technically omnivores even though they belong to the group Carnivora. Only 5% of their meals are meat, with 80% of their calories from plants. A bear will likely find an apple pile in the woods. Anyway, it should go without saying that he was very taken aback. You may count 12 bears in this camera image. With a couple of bears merely sitting on the mound of apples, they presumably feel as though they have died and gone to heaven. This video clip was shot nearby Sequoia National Forest. The video, published by the Instagram user Working Class Sasquatch, shows a trail camera recording from this summer. A police officer forwarded the video to Sasquatch Chronicles. It was caught on camera in Northern California, where law enforcement was looking for illegal marijuana cultivation. This trail camera video is mysterious, and two hairy legs are walking by, as you can see. They also unquestionably are not a bear's property. As the video continues, the camera becomes covered with leaves, probably due to the creature's shuffling feet. It could be done on purpose, too. Watch it once more in slow motion. Please share your thoughts on this video in the comments section. One notion that sprang to mind was the possibility that these potential marijuana growers would be clothed in certain disguises so that they might blend in. Please comment and let me know what you think of this video. A UK resident shot some incredible video of a little, nimble fox in his backyard. The fox had been caught on the man's security camera several times, but the images weren't clear. So the fox entered his garden one day as he was in his kitchen. He thought he would record footage, so he took out his phone. He was a little taken aback by what he discovered. The fox can be seen slyly hopping around on his front two legs in the video, looking for something to eat. The man claims this is the same fox frequently visiting his backyard, but he is unsure. More information regarding this fox's lifestyle, means of subsistence, and diet would be interesting. As we all know, foxes depend greatly on their physical prowess to engage in vital activities like food hunting and predator avoidance. However, this person has done a fantastic job adjusting to the situation. A valuable resiliency lesson for people like us. When a hungry black bear visited Mary and Hammy's kennel in New Milford, the two enormous pigs became famous for their bravery. You can notice Mary didn't appear too concerned about the bear as it looked about their enclosure. The bear made 2 attempts before finally climbing the barrier and entering. Mary, though, was having none of it and charged right at him. When Hammy heard the disturbance, he hurried out of the hog house and charged the bear, forcing him into a corner. The bear emerged after a few anxious seconds of looking. Why didn't the bear maul both of these hogs? I often marvel when I see these kinds of footage and encounters. I am aware that most predators prefer easy food and avoid risking harm, but these hogs have no chance. Already imprisoned in pen, the aggressive behavior of the pigs undoubtedly prevented the attack and possibly caught the bear off guard. The owner claims that the bear eventually left and hasn't been seen in the area of the pen since, so I'm glad the pigs are okay despite everything. The largest snake in the world, anacondas, can grow up to 30 feet long and weigh more than 550 pounds. Anacondas have been reported to kill deer, hogs, caimans, and other smaller livestock, in addition to their usual food of fish, birds, rodents, and other reptiles. This farmer had been concerned about whoever or whatever was stealing his hens. He set a trap, and what it caught turned out to be much more than he had anticipated. This large anaconda was tricked into a makeshift trap by a farmer. Lured by a chicken, the snake thinks this quick dinner is too good to be true. The trap caught the snake, which is impressive, but now comes the challenging part. I wished he had continued to record so we could witness him extract the snake from the apparatus. Unbelievable. Despite the trail camera's somewhat tardy trigger, you can see a mountain lion leaping off the right side of the frame. The blowing noise you hear is a white-tailed deer's distress signal when danger is present. She was right, after all. A healthy mountain lion is seen leaping off the screen. The muscles are bulging out of it, as you can see. Michael has a fantastic YouTube channel. This particular area in Arizona has a breathtaking landscape. This is just another fantastic clip from him that you should watch. The coyote crossed the bridge as it was pouring rain. I mean, buckets are being dumped. This serves as a nice reminder of the animal's tenacity and grit. They have to deal with a variety of circumstances. This small guy in a lovely video may be seen enjoying a drink at the local drinking hole. You may see what appears to be a much larger pig in the backdrop if you look there. That man seems enormous. And take a look at all these numbers right here. A big pig family. A few piglets may be seen attempting to nurse from their mother. The pigs may be seen noticing the cameras in each of these videos. They must be intelligent animals. I'd like to hear if anyone has any information on that. Let's head down to the Sunshine State right away. Florida, concentrating on the Panhandle, where the sand of Panama City Beach is located. We have a black bear, as you can see. Yes, you heard that right. A black bear surfing among people. I'm confident you have all already watched this video because the odd and peculiar scene was captured on camera and beamed across the country. It's not every day that you pack a beach towel and sunscreen, go to the beach, and share the water with a small black bear. Observers claimed that the bear posed no threat at all. It appeared as though he was taking a swim and enjoying a private beach day. These individuals are near this bear. I don't know. I have no idea, even if it's a smaller bear. I don't have to be the fastest. As we've mentioned, I need to be quicker than the slowest. But more importantly, I'm concerned about Mama Bear. She doesn't frequently let her cubs out of her sight. And how did this bear to enter the Gulf of Mexico here unobserved and undetected? However, if you think about it, Florida has black bear colonies. They are widespread throughout the state. It might not be as shocking after all, but it is still a sight, a memory for those who witnessed it, and a tale to be told. The second of the two videos, submitted by a guy and his family, came up next. I'll call him Jeff because he asked me not to use his name or the name of the town he's from. The author claims his family resides in eastern Kentucky, about halfway up the Appalachian Mountain Range. Living with Jeff is his wife and their adolescent daughter. He mentions that a well-known camping area and destination are just a few miles from his house. Tourists frequent the location, but residents also like going there. Jeff reported that his daughter had just overheard complaints of unusual occurrences and sightings on the mountain at her high school. Jeff believes paying attention to how the students interact at the neighborhood high school is crucial. There are two groups: the kids who reside higher up the mountain, known as the mountain kids, and those who reside closer to the town at the mountain's foot, whose families are probably wealthier and frequently look down on the mountain kids. In any case, the town kids begin inquiring about these occurrences from Jeff's daughter. She hadn't heard or seen anything, but they appeared very intrigued. She reasoned that her classmates were merely attempting to create something from nothing. Most town children frequently perceive the mountain as a strange, unsettling location and believe that everyone there was a freak. She eventually told her dad what the youngsters were discussing. Ironically, the ranger had also heard about the weird occurrences because he was a good friend at the ranger station. The ranger informed Jeff that he had installed a few trail cameras and that he would keep him informed if he discovered anything strange. Jeff remarked, "Fuck it, I'm setting up my trail cams too," as he drove home. Jeff hunts, so he always has some around. Eventually, 3 are set up. One was behind his house, and the other 2 were farther away and closer to a well-traveled trail. He checked them once every few days. He would catch typical forest fare. But he began to recognize a trend. One particular thing: the tiny area behind his house was the only place his dog Moose would go, which was extremely odd because Moose would occasionally be gone from sunrise until beyond midnight. A chocolate lab named Moose enjoyed going on adventures. The 2 cameras further from the home turned out to be more effective. What did he catch on the one close to his home? Well, it's enough to give anyone the chills. He managed to capture this. I am still determining what this is right now. Because of the sparkling eyes, my first impression is that it is some alien, even due to the strangely formed head. The image's slight blurriness makes many face characteristics difficult to distinguish. But interestingly, unlike animals like cats or deer, people often don't emit any eyeshine. Therefore, I'm left wondering, the creature appears to be naked, which is another peculiar aspect. The body, however, is remarkably reminiscent of a human's. Particularly if you pay close attention to the arms and legs, you can observe minor bicep muscle definition and quad definition. The situation becomes murky once more when you return to the hands. You cannot tell, but the entity may only have 4 fingers, as the fingers appear long and pointed. Additionally, I'm unsure if this animal has emerged from the trees after being scared by the camera. He might also be about to pounce on something or be aggressive, ready to tear the camera from the tree. Jeff needs help with words. He has long resided in those forests. He texted it to his park ranger friend, who also had no idea what it was. In the Appalachian Mountains, Jeff writes, some shady things happen daily. On the mountain trails are strange creatures, methamphetamine labs, drifters, and criminals hiding out. So it's less wild to photograph strange sightings here than elsewhere in the country. This picture, though, is crazy. I'd be interested in hearing everyone's opinions on this. Has anyone who witnessed something similar or who lives close to the Appalachian Mountains been able to confirm it? I'd like to learn every single detail and carry on the conversation. In the subsequent months, dread spread as the number of livestock killed by an unknown creature climbed. Residents of this Puerto Rican village believe they might be dealing with a chupacabra. In some parts of the Americas, the chupacabra is a mythical animal. Its earliest reported sightings were in 1995 in Puerto Rico. The name is derived from the purported vampirism in animals. According to legend, the chupacabra preys on livestock, notably goats, and sips their blood. Detectives in Puerto Rico started examining the dead bodies of the injured animals as time passed. They all possessed openings resembling fangs on the sides of their necks. However, they could not uncover any information that would have allowed them to identify the vicious animal responsible for these assaults. Some people thought a lone wolf was responsible for the attack because unusual footprints were discovered nearby, but it didn't appear to be the case. Wolves hunt to consume their prey's meat as a meal. A wolf would be unlikely to abandon a meal they had worked so hard to capture, and they most cannot certainly drain it of all of its blood. Some of the eyewitnesses informed the investigators that it was something that looked like an ape. Because it mostly targeted goats and other farm animals, they started calling it a chupacabra. The investigation was never finished, and the matter was never resolved. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. What kind of animal leaves those traces that resemble fangs?